The NFL just blessed the Bengals. There is a huge advantage for the upcoming schedule that the Bengals will need to take advantage if they want to be successful in the upcoming season. We'll break it down, see how what the players are thinking about this schedule, and why as a Bengals fan, you should be excited for the upcoming 2025 season. Welcome to the jungle, guys. This is Isaac Coffman with Bengals Digest. So glad you join in on this discussion. It's exciting. We are coming up on the 2025 season. It seems like time's just moving so quickly. So if you want to be up to date on the news, the notes, all that good stuff, if you haven't already, be sure to smash that subscribe button, because if you haven't already, you could be a part of the 76% of the viewers that are not already subscribed. We want you to get in on the discussion. There's so much to be excited about. As a Bengals fan, there's a lot of drama. There's all this other things, but there's other things we can focus on, especially about the upcoming schedule. There are 3 things I'm going to be breaking down for you of why we can look forward to this season. Although some fans have been skeptical, thinking the NFL is after them, we'll get into it. Let's break this down. So first, let's jump right into it. Let's look at this schedule. It was just released last week. Interesting schedule. It's by far not a perfect schedule. Let's get that out of the way. However, there are some things we can look at. And if you want to look at the negative, Carson did a fantastic job breaking down the things that are not good about the schedule. So if you've not seen that video, go check out Carson's video. He did a fantastic job breaking that down. But we're going to look at something that, if you did not notice, this is something to get excited about. The first thing that you look and see here, what's right smack dab in the middle? That's right, the bye week. The bye week is right in the middle of the schedule. That is so crucial. One thing that is a pet peeve of mine is when the bye week comes early on in the season. You need to have your players fresh as can be towards the end of the year. Putting that bye towards the beginning, it is super crucial that you have it more in the middle towards late in the year. Guys are getting banged up. Guys need to just get that recharge, that reset, so to say. That bye week is so crucial. They have talked about so many times, the players have, how much they look forward to bye weeks. And that's something that Carson broke down. One thing is they are going to have the Steelers. They're going to be on Thursday night off of that bye. So how thankful they are to have that bye right before that. And if you don't want to take my word for it, then take the captain of the offense, one of the captains on the offense, Ted Carris. This is what he had to say about the bye week. It's an advantageous schedule. I love it. Week 10 bye, perfect. 9 games before, 8 games after, perfect split. So there you go. Ted Carris, he's a captain on that offensive line. He's very vocal about things. He kind of tells it as it is. I appreciate Ted Carris. He's one of my favorite guys to get quotes from. Just, you kind of get the sense of he's not going to sugarcoat anything. And for him to say that about the schedule, well, there you go. He's going to talk about how advantageous that really is, exactly having that right in the middle that splits it up. And as they say, they take it week for week. They are taking every single game as it comes to them, but having that bye right in the middle, that is so crucial. It's so big. I was so happy to see that. I was kind of holding my breath. I was like, are they going to put it towards the beginning? And here we go again. That seems like that's something that has hurt not just the Bengals, but other teams as well when it comes to putting the bye in that right position. And to hear that from Ted Carris, that was kind of that seal of approval. I was so excited to see that. I can't wait, because the Bengals are going to need every single advantage they can get. They need to be fresh. Injuries have plagued this team in the past. So if you can rest those guys up, if they get a little banged up early on in those earlier games, that's big. That's going to be so big to look at. And the league, the NFL seems like some fans feel like they're after them. Well, this is one thing that was, some teams don't have that advantage. They don't have that bye week in there. So to see the NFL actually come out and put the bye week there, that's, I think, more crucial than a lot of people are giving it credit for. So that's the first thing to look at. But going back to the schedule here, let's take a look at this. Do you notice something that, again, going back to the bye being in the middle and then your games late in the season? Look at those last 2 games. They've got Arizona and the Browns at home, because the Browns, they're going to be away. They're going to be in Cleveland for that first game. again, the Browns have not been themselves. They've got 4 quarterbacks going on. I mean, this is the Browns again. We don't want to downplay it. They're a rival. They've had Burrow's number. Let's just get that out of the way. Yes, Burrow has had his struggles in Cleveland, but it seemed like last season they got over that hump. Hopefully that's true. I think they have. I feel like, Burrow's got that off of his back. He's going to be taking care of business. We can be confident in that. It's Joe Cool. He's going to do what needs to be done in that regard. So when it comes to the schedule, that is huge to have 2 home games, not only at home, but on paper, they're not these juggernaut teams. They didn't put, your Kansas City, your big juggernaut teams. It seemed like that was the case. And the Bengals have proved that they can still get through those teams. It's not that fans should be afraid if they get these big teams to play against, but that is kind of a nice breather. Again, you get your bye and you got 2 games at home, regardless of the teams. You've got 2 home games. Those could be crucial games, at the very least, getting obviously the division, getting a wild card. But if we believe this Bengals team can be as good as they are, that could be for the 1 seed. Those games are really going to matter. If they've run away with the division, they're going to be gunning for that 1 seed. You need every single game to line up to go your way. I was so happy to see that. 2 games at home. Let's go. That's huge. That is especially huge. You're talking at home. You have a huge advantage against certain teams, especially Arizona. It's going to be in the snow. It's going to be colder. So you're talking, even if Arizona, maybe they build into some kind of good team, a scary team, they're still going to possibly have to play in the snow. So I was really excited to see that happen when it came to the schedule. I'm really, really excited to see, obviously, as the season plays out, how crucial those games are, though. I can't wait. It's got me already excited. Here we are. We're in the spring, but I'm already getting those January vibes. Just seeing that schedule, like, yes, let's go. I'm so ready. But that's 2 things that the schedule has shown the NFL has gifted to the Bengals. They're going to still have to take advantage of these. But we can look at the NFL actually gave them a little bit of an advantage when it comes to the bye week and the end of the season. There's one more thing that is really, really crucial. And it might not be something you noticed when you're just looking at this, but doing further research, there's something really big on it. And that is after you consider all of these away and home, the statistics have actually shown that the Bengals have the least amount of travel with 8,753 miles. They are under 10,000 miles. They are actually, if not one, there's only a few teams under 10,000. So the NFL is actually giving them a little bit of a breather. By contrast, the most traveled miles for a team this year is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They will have to travel 15,062 miles this year. That's huge. That is so huge to think about travel time. Going back to the bye week, having your players fresh, making sure they are ready to go. The travel, you might not notice. You might not think of that little detail. As much rest as possible. Going back to the Bengals have had their injuries. Every team does. But we talk about like Dax Hill. He was injured. There's guys that got injured last year. You just go, man, I wish they could have been able to play a full year. Things are going to happen. Sometimes you can't prevent them. But so far, the NFL is trying to line it up to where the Bengals are going to be as healthy as can be. That's just great. I cannot wait. I am so excited to see what the Bengals are going to do this year. You can take it as it is. It's, again, not a perfect schedule. But when you break down the details, I can't help but be excited because, again, the Bengals are going to be fresh. It seems like they've got everything working in that way. And if they can just stay in it, they can be competitive. They can really hit it hard coming out the gate this year. We've talked about that is their weakness. They're slow coming out the gate. But if they're competitive come the end of the year, those last 2 games at home, they've got everything going their way. Let's go. Gotta say it again. Let's go. But we want to hear from you. Comment below. Are you excited for this schedule? Do you think it could have been better? What are some things they could have improved upon? Or do you think it's about as good as they're going to be for the Bengals? Comment below. And again, be sure if you're not subscribed already to be up to date on all the news as they come out, smash that subscribe button. All right, guys, that's it for now. As we say, hoo day.